So somebody or a bunch of people on the board, or some people on the board were saying, looking at, like, I've got a kid, they've been through the system, they're coming back to me from college or elsewhere, and they're not prepared for the real world, professionally or otherwise.
Yeah.
People rallied around that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then there was an exploratory committee. They started talking about workforce, and they had talked about the shortage of engineers in our area. John Deere makes their largest agricultural tractors in our area, so there was a heavy voice coming from there in their supply chain. Software development was beginning to be a thing as far as needing people in our area. And then there was, I think they called it information technology, which began in the hardware. So they came out of that committee and they had researched all these things. They went and visited all of these.
So somebody was smart enough to say, well, we need to go see what other people are doing.
And that's what they did.
That's not a small deal.
No.
No, there's definitely some investment in there. And this is a good point, too. And you know this. There's a lot of people in this space trying to do education differently, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so they went and saw Iowa Big, which was local. They saw Blue Valley Caps. They went and saw there. And then High Tech High.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And so I believe they visited High Tech High.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so all the committee work, it came back to, okay, well, the CAPS network or Blue Valley has strands, individual industry strands. What strands are we going to have in Cedar Falls? And it was that engineering, it was hardware, it was software. So they were looking at 3 strands. So that was given to us, these 3 strands. So Ethan and I, and then Chris Wood, who was a school counselor, who's now one of our instructors and STEM leader in our district, and then Kenton Swartley, who has been a past instructor but was leading STEM efforts. All 4 of us jumped in a school van, drove to Des Moines. That's when we went and saw Apex. Our whole conversation down, what we thought this was going to be, did a complete 180 on the way home.
Wow.
Because we saw what it was.
Right.
You can only talk about it and watch videos and whatever about this type of model or this type of learning. But when you see it in action with the instructors and especially with the students, it's a game changer.